Welcome to the Moto Academy Members Podcast episode number 5, where we dive deeper into the world of motocross and the life of the Moto Academy community. This time I'm hosting this podcast. My name is Christian Galauf, and in this episode I have a fascinating discussion with driver Jamie. As in the previous episode, I've cut this episode in parts of half an hour. Whether you're a TMA member or just curious about motocross, this podcast could be for you. Sit back, relax, and join us on the journey as we learn more about the life of each of the members. If you like the podcast, give it a thumbs up. Let's get started. This is part 3 of episode 5. Okay, welcome, driver Jamie, in the TMA Members Podcast, because that's what it is, and it is number 5 because that is what is written below. And I'm very happy that we finally have the first meeting and we can do this talk. Okay, let's go to the next question. So if we look at motocross, so you said, well, okay, I was intrigued at the age of 8, 7, 8, something like that. Was there ever a break that you say, no, I did not drive for 2, 3, 5 years, whatever what?
I wouldn't call it a break because I've always loved motocross, but I went from when I got my driver's license, I got my motorcycle license, and I went to street bikes, and I started racing street bikes.
Uh-huh.
So I had a Honda CBR 600RR, and where I live is a local track called Pocono Raceway, and they had a club there that I joined, and I got to go ride there on the weekends and race that. So I did that for probably 5 years, 6 years.
Okay, and did not touch a motocross bike.
Oh, I still had a motocross bike. I still rode it, just not as much. I would ride the street bike. Like we would take our dirt bikes out and just go for. I stopped racing dirt bikes at that point. We would just take them out and go on the trails and just go for a little ride, just to remember the old days.
Okay.
But I was more focused on the street bikes. But I never stopped riding the dirt bikes. And then, full circle, went back to dirt bikes. I just I still, and don't get me wrong. I right now I have an adventure bike, 2 dirt bikes, 3 dirt bikes, a Harley, and I ride them all. Like I ride them all. I love them all.
And what of all of them is then still that you're like, okay, this is the most joy. It gives me the most joy.
It depends on the day, Christian. Depends on the day. It really does. Yesterday was race day up here in America for my son. So, dirt bikes gave me the most joy.
Yeah.
When I'm off the phone with you today, it's I'm not sure how to convert it to Celsius, but our Fahrenheit weather is 84 degrees today.
Okay.
I am going to go take the Harley out for
a spin.
Yeah, little cruise.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That. I'm also not familiar with the Fahrenheit, so it doesn't ring a bell for me either. But I know that I did some calculation with the real GP, and he was talking about that when he was riding the track, it was going to 100 Fahrenheit, and it was really
so I'm a little less than that. Yeah, I think I would be like close to your 30 degrees.
Yeah, well, yeah, that could be. I have to do a calculation on that.
Yeah.
I will do that in the edit. I will put it somewhere here below. And then,
so it's going to be 88 today. So I'm going to take the Harley out. I'm going to go for a nice cruise through the back roads.
Yeah, you need some breeze.
Yes.
Over the body. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I can imagine you have beautiful scenery. I've been to the United States a few times, and you have beautiful scenery and roads where you can drive.
Very unique because I liked going to GPs. I went out that way, and I like that desert look. That looks so. I've never seen that before. So seeing that desert with mountains way in the background was very interesting to me because I live in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, where it's just like trees, roads. Like
exactly.
I wake up every morning with like 7 or 8 deer and a bear walking through my yard. Like I just say hi to everybody as I'm getting my coffee. They just walk by like it's so like I see the I guess I live in like in the foresty mountains kind of area. So like we have
Ah,
all kind of twisties, lots of twisties for the street bikes.
you're blessed. Be aware of that because if I look outside, I see some trees, but for the rest, I see houses here.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and
all I see is trees.
that's beautiful. And I already live in a somewhat smaller, let's say, town, city. I don't know how to call it. For you, it's a town, I guess. But if I take my bicycle, and we do that quite often in the Netherlands, and if I bicycle, let's say, 10 minutes, then already I start seeing less houses and I start seeing grass and cows and stuff like that. And so it already opens up, let's say. But already in the distance, that is in the Netherlands, always you start seeing houses. That is because yeah, it's a small country, and so and there's a lot of people living in this country. So yeah,
Yeah,
it cannot be that you see nothing, so to say. Although if you go to the north of our country, yeah, there's also I would say um, yeah, less companies. I would say that do yeah, I don't know,
less
where a lot of
jobs,
people,
less industrial.
yeah, less
Yeah,
industrial stuff, so to say.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you have more rural area where you see a lot of cows. That is also a long time like that. But yeah, also the Netherlands is because we're part of Europe and we want to uh, yeah, stop putting CO2, I think, in the air or whatever
Yeah.
what. So we want less cows in the Netherlands. Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Send them over here. I'll eat them.
We're this big in the whole
Yeah,
world, but we have to have less cows here. But
that's all right. Some no politics.
okay, let's do something else then. Let's go to the next question. Yeah, is there a family member that writes? I know about your son.
Yes,
You already said it. He had a race
he,
yesterday.
he was coming back. He had a little injury, but now he's back riding again. He got seventh in 450A,
Oh,
but he was when he came off the track. He looked at me. He goes, "God, Dad, am I out of shape?" He was exhausted. He couldn't even
ah,
breathe. He was drinking water, and
okay,
so and I still ride with my son. Like we're going riding on Wednesday.
okay. But you say 450A, so that is a class.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
he's going for his pro license. So he's an
Oh,
A
okay.
class rider. So he's a little bit below AJ, but he's going to go for his license to get his pro class.
Wow.
I don't know if you're familiar with the futures classes here in America.
No,
We have the
no, no, no.
futures. So he that's like Cole Davies from Supercross was in the futures last year.
Okay.
So he raced the futures to get into it. So my son actually got seventh at the Daytona Futures 2 years ago.
Okay. And how old is he?
He is 18. He just turned 18.
And he's already riding the 450?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, okay. So he is pretty in shape then, I guess. Normally.
Normally, yeah, but we all know how motocross can really, take you better be better big lungs. You better be able to breathe a lot. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot. I think yesterday he was holding his breath too. I think that
Yeah.
first time it was his first race back this year, so he was like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
holding
yeah,
his
yeah,
breath.
yeah, yeah. But also in a race, then there's a lot of things happening outside what you can influence, so to say. So you're quite often for me also. If I do the first few rounds in a race, then I'm also holding my breath a little bit more than normal, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think we mean to, but it just happens.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You do not do that on purpose, but it happens. And most of the time, if you had two, 3 rounds, then I start driving as I drive normal in a training
Right.
situation.
Oh, yeah, I can do laps all day.
Oh no, okay, that I would not say that, especially not my current condition. But normally, indeed, if I'm sort of started with I don't know, let's say 6 7 weeks in or something in the season, then I can drive half an hour, no problem, normally.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Is there any other family? So you said you have your parents were into the motorcycle, but then on the road.
Yeah,
Your
mom and dad were on the road.
yeah.
Sister and her husband, they ride the Harleys. They have a Harley.
Ah, yeah.
You
Okay.
know, brother, he doesn't ride anymore.
Oh.
He stopped riding. He'll take mine for a ride every now and then, but that's it. And
Oh, yeah. Okay.
then Heather's always on the back of my bike, whether it's the adventure bike or the Harley. I always take her for rides. She loves going
Okay.
for rides.
Nice.
Like she said to me today, so make sure we go for a ride today. I said, "Yep, absolutely, we're going."
We're going.
So I live right next to a lake. So, well, about a mile up the road is a big lake. So what we'll do is I'll go to the house, grab her, and we'll
Yeah.
go around the lake and we'll stop and get lunch.
Ah, wow. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Super. And she's, yeah, okay. Now that is hey, beautiful, I would say.
Thank you.
Yeah, that also belongs to motocross. Burst crash.
Yeah. Believe it or not, knock on wood, my worst crash was as a kid.
Okay.
I was on a KX80, and I was trying to pass somebody on a long straight where they had a little stupid, we call them wall jump style, but back then it was just a bump, like just stupid bump.
Yeah.
And I'm showing my age here. So it was 1986. I didn't have a full face helmet. I had one of those Scott Masks helmets on. So I had a Bell helmet with a Scott mask on.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going around the outside, and I thought I had more room to slow down, so I locked all the brakes up. Well, when you lock your back brake up and go off a jump, you go head first.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting 120 stitches in my face. I tore my lip right off. My top lip came right off. It was just dangling. So I had to go right to the hospital, and that would have been my worst one. I mean, I broke ribs. I've hurt my knee. I just tore my MCL in August. But the worst one as a kid that I remember, that one hurt. That one hurt a lot, because then 2 days later was the first day of school. So I had to go in with all these stitches in my face, and they're like, you know how kids can be. They were brutal. My friend was brutal to me.
Of course. Oh.
I said, "Mom, I'm quitting school." She said, "The hell you are. Get to school."
Yeah. That, and I think that's also good that your mom is saying that. Just say, okay, you do this, but this is the consequence, and we just live with it and deal with it. I mean, that's
She always
in
told me,
itself.
she said, "Do you love your bike?" I said, "I love my bike." "Do you love racing?" I said, "I love racing." "Well, this is part of racing." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay." So I went to school and I took the teasing. Now, the good thing is when they put stitches in your face, they don't leave them in long because they don't want to leave scars.
Ah, yeah.
So 6 days they were out. So only the first week of school I had to suffer.
Okay. No. Yeah. Good. Yeah, it's a little bit linked to this question. So, did anything ever made you consider quitting ever?
No.
Let's say riding the dirt bike. You say, "Oh, I've seen this now," or whatever. What I've had this now, and I think, "Oh, I do not want to do it anymore."
No, I look at it this way, and this is where my faith comes in. Like, I just believe that I'm protected. Not to be crazy, I'm not like nuts, but I just feel like I can, whether I'm walking across the street and a car hits me, or I'm on a bike and I crash, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I mean, I ran into burning buildings. I jumped out of planes.
Done it all.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So I believe so. If I can give a little backstory, my daughter is one of my major influences on that. I have a daughter she's now a nurse. She lives on her own, but she had cancer from age 5 to 17.
Oh my.
And she used to always tell me, she was always tough. She always wanted to do things. And, long story short, she got this T-shirt on her last day. It says, "I am not going to go to the grave in a well-kept body. I'm going to go kicking and screaming, yelling, oh, hell yeah, what a ride." So that kind of influences me on life. It's like, you know what? I can sit here and try to be, put, like bubbles up all over and make sure I don't ever do anything. Or I can go, I mean, in my life, like I said, between jumping out of planes, firefighter, I fought 19 professional kickboxing fights. I just enjoyed life, and I'm not going to stop enjoying life. I mean,
very good.
God willing, keep me safe. Keep the idiots from hitting me when I'm on the bike. But I ask for blessings for everybody who rides. But I just hope that I'm going to enjoy every day, because today could be the last.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds good. I think that is a good uh, thing and mindset for every day. Uh,
Yeah.
enjoy every day and yeah, be blessed with what you have then. And today also, when you ride your bicycle with Heather again, well, enjoy the scenery, enjoy
Yep. Just
everything,
looking around, look at
because
the lake.
yeah, I mean, so beautiful that we're here. If we talk about a motocross track, is there a favorite type of track for you?
Wow, that's changed over the years. That
Ah,
has
okay.
changed. I used to like you were at Tomahawk. I used to like that track. I used to
Yeah.
like that was one of my favorites. But now so I have a local one called Evansville and AJ has Winchester. It's a supercross style track.
Yeah.
Arena cross, supercross, amateur, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. And I don't know why. And I think I do know why.
Oh,
It's going to sound silly, but the lower speeds, I mean, the jumps are scary,
yeah.
but the lower speed you're going at, you seem like you're more in control, if that makes any sense. You know how at Tomahawk, you come flying down that hill, if you tuck that front end, that's going to
Yeah.
hurt for a while, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when I'm racing, like when I was up at AJ's riding his supercross track and even my local amateur supercross track, yeah, there's jumps that you can make mistakes on, but doing the Motor Academy and being so like I'm very confident in my form and my style that
Mm-hmm.
I love that more. I can ride that all day. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
but
not all day. I do get tired up on his track.
yeah, yeah, but I think well, let's say maybe at the level that you ride, and the speed that you ride that track, indeed you cannot make that big speed. And also, what I saw, at least from what I did not see so many things, but he shared a little bit of video of the track, and it is not so long. Huh? You do not have a long
No,
straight or something. No, it's already jumps and bumps, and so you
yeah,
have to every time pay attention in what you're doing. You have to be in the right gear already, and yeah, and then pop, there's already a corner, and so yeah,
that's what I mean. It's more of a like there's one straightaway where it's like sand rollers, and I guess that would be your only place to get a break. That's about it.
yeah.
After that, it's a turn, jumps, turn, jumps, turn, jumps, turn, and whoops.
So
But
the
I like that. I just
yeah,
enjoy that a little bit more now.
yeah, so the timing is very important, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's safe too because if you overjump, all right, you overjump. Like I would rather overjump most obstacles than underjump them, because I can
Yeah.
always just hit the brakes. But yeah, I just that is my new. I didn't know how much I would like it. I kind of thought I would just be the mechanic up there and not do anything. But after I rode it 3 times now, and I've loved it more and more every time.
Okay, so next time when you go, you're going to ride it again.
Oh, I'm going to race it. I'm June 7th. I'm going to
Oh,
race it this time. I'm actually going
cool,
to go in the plus 50 and race it.
cool, cool. That is nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is. I think also, yeah, you make a bridge to the next thing, because I was also not aware of this at all. So indeed, if you do races ever, or that you just drive.
Oh yeah, I raced as a kid. I raced, and then when my son was racing, when he started. I got him on a bike when he was 3. He
Okay.
had a JR50 Suzuki, and he started racing right away. So every time he raced, I raced with him.
Ah,
So I've been
okay.
racing now, racing riding for over 45 years.
Hmm. Yeah, because personally myself, I do not race so often. If I am in a year, I maybe do 2 or 3 races in a year, and for the rest, I do not race. It
Oh,
is
I don't
just
race as often as I used to. I do more ride days than anything, but I just want to compete in Winchester just one time.
yeah,
But if
yeah,
I
just for
I
fun.
I stopped racing
Yeah.
when the last time I actually broke some ribs, just like you
Okay.
on my left side, I broke some ribs,
Oh
and I
yeah.
just thought to myself, you know what? And that was because I was doing a dumb move, trying to make an inside pass,
Hmm.
and I just washed out, and it was stupid. But anyway, I just said, why? Let me just go out and ride and enjoy it. And now I just enjoy riding. But I did promise AJ I would race one time up at Winchester. I want to get
Yeah.
one of those big checks, so I can get one.
Oh yeah, the big checks. Yeah, I saw them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is really nice. I think it is good that he does do that, because he was telling that also in the podcast that he was spending money on it. But I think it's really good, especially for the younger guys. It's so nice for them to get such a thing. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
just, yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
it
feeling
was.
that will never go away, right?
Right. That's what I said. I just looking. I'll probably do in my lifetime maybe 5 more races in my life, if that, maybe 5 to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I'll race the 24 hours of Glen Helen with the team. I'll
Yeah,
do my share.
I
But
think that.
again, I don't get crazy speed.
Precies. I think that would be interesting to do indeed, the 24 hours. But that at night, oh, that is really, because I've seen some movies of that, and I'm like, ooh, you get some sketchy situations, because you do not see so well, and
Well, you're forgetting I'm the mechanic. We're gonna have the best lights money can buy, and
okay.
it's gonna be bright. And I'm only doing parade laps. I'm not going crazy out there.
Because what I did, I don't know how long ago. I think 3 years ago, something like that. 3 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. With my friend, he was telling about we have a 3 hour race. That is the longest that we have here. And he said, "Are you willing to do that with me?" So with only with two people, and then 3 hours. So you every time swap, 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 swap,
Which, yeah.
swap. Whew, that was a long run, I can tell you. So, and for me, I don't know how that works for everybody, but for me, if in the start of the day, I cannot drive more than 10 minutes. I mean, my breathing has to sort of start up or something, because after 10 minutes, I have to stop. And so I said to him, okay, I drive 10 minutes and then you start driving, and yeah, tell me what you're going to do. But yeah, he just starts driving half an hour or something. But the thing it was, and that I find was a little bit difficult, at least with that race, was that we did not have an agreement up front how long that we were going to drive. Because the thing is, then at some point you go with your bike to the van or whatever how you came, and you put some gasoline in, and you spray your chain, but then you immediately back to the track because you do not know if he's going to stop, yes or no. And but then you're waiting there for 15 minutes or 20 minutes because yeah, he's taking half an hour now. And
Yeah, I think you should have an agreement for that one.
yeah, exactly. So I had to something like, okay, next time we are going to agree a little bit on time schedules. And what I'm also going to bring, they don't have there, but just a round clock, and that you pinpoint these points where you're going to make changes. So with a sticker or something that you know, okay, when we're at 10 past, then we're going to make the switch, and then it's half, we're going to make the switch, something like that. So that you see,
I think the good thing about Glen Helen is I think it's a 30-minute loop. So you
yeah, yeah.
do one loop and then the next person gets on. You do.
Okay, so that is
So
already, it's already
yeah.
fixed. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's a
mean,
big
you
loop
could do
then.
2 loops if you want, but I'm not doing 2 loops. I'm going to give you
No,
one loop, and then I'll wait my turn to do the next loop. I'm not doing two in
exactly.
a row.
Fun. It sounds fun. I can tell you.
Come on back over. You can ride with us.
Yeah, that would be a thing, huh? Well, to be honest, there was one of the Dutch guy. He was considering. He asked me um, when I did the training last year with AJ in England. He asked me, so how was that? And he was considering also to fly to the United States and do the 1 week training. I asked him, did you do it? But he didn't respond. So I guess he didn't do it. He wanted to come with his son and then do
Oh yeah,
the,
they should.
yeah, the 1 week training. What was it? How
The
do you
summer
call it?
camps. Yeah,
The
we have
summer
two
camps.
of
Yeah.
them coming up now. I like them. I enjoyed them. I had a lot of fun at those.
Yeah, the thing is also, if I would do that, then I really need to rent a bike over there. That should be a solution
See,
for
it's
that.
funny. You should let me know because I actually have. That's the reason I have a couple dirt bikes now. Is we didn't have anywhere to rent bikes,
Yeah,
so I have a couple for rent.
yeah, exactly. Because I heard AJ talking about that.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
working on it.
So I put a Husqvarna TC 125. I built from the frame up. That one's
Yeah, yeah,
good to go.
cool.
Suzuki RMZ 250 and secret yet might be a 450 coming. So that's still a
Ah,
secret.
okay.
But
No, good.
I won't let someone rent something that I like. These bikes are in excellent shape. Like I would let him race them. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that is a little bit thing. For me, for instance, in the UK, that was very easy because there was a little bit the same story. Mind Moto also asked me to come to the
Oh,
UK,
there you go. Yeah.
and but I just looked it up for me to drive with my car, and I need to bring a trailer because I do not have a van, uh, and it cost me a single drive already 300 euros. And
Wow.
then I have to go back. So it's already 600 euros just driving with the car.
Just driving.
And yeah, that's a little bit steep for me.
That's a lot steep.
Yeah, exactly. And so last year, what I did, I planned also, let's say, a holiday week with my wife in England because we do that, yeah, more than once in our life, so to say, in England. And I explained to her I want to drive one day when AJ is there in that week. And then I found out that that track Moto 101 they were also renting the Starks.
Oh,
So it was a plus plus because I could rent the Stark. I could, yeah, also experience the Stark for the first time in my life, and I do not need to bring my own thing and leave it somewhere a whole week. So it was just perfect, I would say. So
yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
yeah, if I would ever do a UK class again, I would do it again in 101 because it's just, yeah, way easier. You just get all your gear in your car and just drive over and then just rent the bike over there. That's much easier.
I would.
And yeah, and over there, by the way, I also had to put it every time on the charger, in between.
Yeah,
The
that's.
same story.
Yes, I
Okay.
hope they come up with a better plan.
um. So if you have a personal ride day, yeah, is that how often? No, first I'm reading the wrong question. If you ride yourself, so how often do you ride? Is that once a week? Is that twice a week? Is that once a month? What is
Well,
that?
dirt bikes, I
Yeah.
ride minimum once a week, most of the time twice a week, usually on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I usually
Wow.
ride twice a week.
Okay.
Um, adventure bike every day.
Yeah.
Harley, nice days like today.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So on occasion.
Spend a lot of time on two wheels
And
and mountain bike.
yeah, yeah. But in your region, is the season also influencing the motocross track a lot or not?
Oh, motocross tracks. You know what? That's where my region's unbelievable. I have within a 1 hour drive probably 8 tracks, 7 to 8
Oh.
tracks.
Oh.
So, and then you go 2 hours, you're looking at 15 tracks.
Okay.
Um, but we have Wednesday nights. We have practice under the lights at a place called Evansville. So we'll
Yeah.
ride there. Um,
Nice.
I have two local tracks that are owned by like privately owned by app members that
Mm-hmm.
invite me to go ride with them.
Cool.
Um, then there's another track that you can become a member of called Irish Valley. You can ride that any day of the week you want. You get a key to the gate, you go in, and they have people. I mean, they prep it once a day, so you know. Um, but yeah, I have access to riding here is incredible to actual tracks. Lots of tracks to ride.
Yeah, but in the winter time, do you have also?
We have indoor tracks.
Oh, also.
Yeah. How about that? We have the indoor arena. It's called Switchback. That's a
Cool.
little bit of a ride for me. That's 3 hours, but
Okay.
I'll
That's a
do
long.
that usually once every 2 weeks, not every week. That's usually once every 2 weeks, and they change it all the time. But Switchback Motocross, they have indoor and outdoor track. In the winter, we usually go together, me and a couple buddies, and we'll rent the track
Wow.
because it's like I think they charge $500 for 4 hours, and we usually have like
Wow.
5 or 6 guys. Like Pleasantly Plump came out with us,
Yes.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
There was a couple that came out with us from the app just to go out and ride.
Cool.
So we do have the indoor tracks up here, and Heather and I have been discussing buying a house down south. So we might
Oh, more
actually
to the
have
south.
like one here in the north and one in the south, just for the winter, because neither one of us likes snow. Hate snow.
Okay. Hey, but if you go right then, So for yourself, so where does it start? The day before prepping the bike?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I my bike's it'll be my bike and my son's bike. The day before, well, it'll be washed after the last ride, so the bikes will be clean. So I'll
Yeah.
go over. I'll do like basically a motocross, supercross prep on both bikes. You know,
Okay.
everything will be perfect on it. Oil, nuts and bolts, chain. There's nothing that won't be. It'll be completely ready to go.
Okay.
We'll get to the track. Well, no, we'll wake up early, load the bikes, stop for something healthy, some kind of like eggs for breakfast or something. Usually, Usually like a Starbucks or something. We'll get some egg wraps or something. We'll eat them. We'll bring some lunch with us. We'll get to the track. We'll do a little bit of stretching. We do a little bit of foundation training before we ride.
Yes.
And
very
then
good.
him and I will spend the whole day riding. When he's done and I'm done, we'll load up. We'll still usually stop for dinner on the way home together. And then when we get home, if it's not too late, I'll wash the bikes that night. If it's a little bit dark, then I'll wash them the next day.
Okay. So because I already heard you, tracks where you get a key, tracks with lights. So is there a general thing you could say about openings times of tracks, or that depends on the track, or
Depends on the track. So most tracks, the motocross tracks, they open around 10 a.m.
10
9 or 10 a.m.
Yeah, okay. That early already.
The
Yeah, okay.
local Evansville Supercross track opens at 3 and they go until dark.
Okay.
Irish Valley is just a regular track you get a key to. You can go whenever you want to. You could even do night riding if you have lights on the bike. Yeah, you could, and they have a hare scramble loop and a motocross loop. They have 2 motocross loops.
Cool.
Yeah, it all depends on what track you want to go to. Like there's like even AJ's new track, you can do that in the daytime, or they have it lights at night too. So like I don't know their schedule as well as the ones, because that one's a little bit of a drive for me. That's 4 hours.
Okay.
But the ones I go to locally, they're all within, like the one I was telling you about, Berwick, I go every Wednesday. That's 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah, so that is indeed the next question in how far it is. So indeed 15 minutes, hour, 2 hour, but you even say 3 hours. So for me, if I need to drive 3 hours, I think that's a lot. I would not do that, I think, for a track. Yeah, maybe if it is a special track. I did it a few times. For instance, to go to the north, there was a training from my local coach here. So I went there, but it is, it was 2 days. So I then go in a hotel or B&B and then stay there because I need to drive off so early. I think I drove off at 6 o'clock in the morning. And for me, that's really early to go off because I also need to load the bike and all this. I put all the stuff already in the car the day before, but I do not load my bike on the trailer because I cannot leave it somewhere outside because then it's stolen.
Yeah, I don't mind leaving early. I don't mind driving either. I mean, like when I was doing I'm very accustomed to driving like 3,000 miles. That's how far it is from here to California. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not easy, but once you drive 3,000 miles, driving 2 hours is nothing. 3 hours.
No, I can imagine what you say. If you like the podcast, please give the thumbs up. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like this part, please stick around while YouTube will link you automatically to the next part of this episode.